Welcome to Tastemakers. I'm Lisa Mateo. From the hottest restaurants to local dives, celebrities always know where to eat, and now you can join them. Come along for the ride as our guests share their favorite meals and the chefs who make them teach you the recipe. That's all a part of Tastemakers, your reservation to food and fame. New York is home to many landmarks, and one as important as any is Danny Aiello. Those hundreds of unforgettable performances came from a man whose acting is surpassed by his character. From stage and screen to making music and just loving life, Danny Aiello invites us to the dinner table. There are few actors that define their role so well that you can feel every word, emotion, and movement. Well, Danny Aiello is one of them. You've laughed with him, you've cried with him, you got tough with him, and heck, you even sang with him. But today, we're gonna eat with him. Hey, look who it is! How are you?
Got you, baby.
So where are we going? I'm starving.
Dominic Cassio's restaurant that's called Michelangelo's, Boonton Township in New Jersey.
All right, what are we eating?
Love it. Chicken franchise.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, so do I. Gluten-free. You ever taste it?
No.
You're gonna love it. And you wanna know something?
Okay.
Right after you eat it, you get hungry again.
You too? So we can eat again?
Yes.
Okay, good. That sounds good to me. Michelangelo's. How long have you been going there?
I guess since he opened, it might have been about 7 years ago.
You started your career at like 37.
Well, Sandy and I were very poor. We were on home relief. We lived in the projects, and we were not doing well. And my whole career as an actor began when Bud Friedman at the Improvisation gave me a job as a bouncer. People apparently would come over to me who were in the business and would you like to act? I said, act? Well, what act? I don't know anything about acting. A lot of people think maybe I only do movies, but I starred in 7 Broadway plays to begin with. Okay. My whole career actually began at the age of 36.
You've done so many movies, just incredible number. Is there any one particular role or movie that means a lot to you?
I don't know that it was my best picture, but it was certainly my favorite picture. It's 29th Street. The title of that picture is carried on my license plate. The movie is very much like who I am. The kind of person I am, family-oriented. That's me. That's who I am. So, and another one, I did Moonstruck. Wait, Liz gonna get you. Okay. Norman Jewison, who I love. Norman Jewison, one of the great directors from Canada. And he calls me in to see me for this movie called Moonstruck. I had no idea. You know, I didn't even know the guy knew me. We're sitting up there, it's like a mutual admiration society. I said, oh, Norman, my God, Mr. Jewison. I said, everything you did with Steve McQueen, the Great Escape, I mean, you blew my mind. Everything that you've done, you're just great. And he said, Danny, let me tell you something. He said, everything that you've done, I love. I said, oh, really, Mr. Jewison? He said, yeah. I didn't even know he knew me. He said, oh, I love this and that. I knew, when I read the script, Johnny Camerari was Danny Aiello. I said, really, Mr. Jewison? He said, yes. He said, you know what I thought? I thought we'd all get together as a production here and we'll read. And I stopped for a moment and very politely and with great respect, honoring him, said, Mr. Jewison, are you asking me to read? And he looked at me and he said, oh, no, I just thought we'd all sit down and read. You got the part. Now, had he said, you're going to read, I would have politely backed out of the room and said, Mr. Jewison, I'm sorry, I don't read, and left and lost the part. Now, look how important that part was to me.
Yes.
Now, it wasn't the most important part in the picture, but it made me my first $1 million movie after that because it proved to another person who was doing the movie thereafter that I was funny, that I could be funny in a situation, and lo and behold, there it is. And I mean, you know, I could have said no and walked out politely, loved him, and I just didn't do the movie because I refused to audition. Because I couldn't get a job auditioning if my life depended on it. If I went in there and they say, be this character, I can't do that.
Can't do it.
I have to look, I have to take time, I have to build what I want to do and then do it. If I was a director, and I am on occasion, my way of knowing if an actor is right for me or not, woman, man, whatever it is simply by interviewing them. Love Jack Ruby. I played Ruby, the guy who killed Oswald. And we shot that in Dallas, Texas, Once Around, which I did with Richard Dreyfuss, Holly Hunter, and Jenna Rollins, played my wife. It's one of the first movies that I actually began to sing in.
Godfather 2. People think famous movie quotes.
I had to strangle Michael Gazzo, who played Frank Piantangelo. I come in and I put this thing around his neck and I start to drag him into a phone booth. And I had nothing to say. But Francis said, let's rehearse it and see what happens. So we set the scene up. I put the garrote around his neck and I said, Michael Corleone says hello. And he said, what'd you say? And I said, I don't know.
I don't remember.
I have no idea. What do you mean? What did I say? Did I say something? I think I said Michael Corleone says hello. I said, good, keep it in. So there are many, many movies that I loved.
Were you singing before you even started acting?
No. This guy, Tommy Vandell, was at Universal and asked me if I would record an album. He said, well, do what you love to do. Do the soundtrack, Danny, of your life. And it came out, it hit #4 on Billboard's traditional jazz chart, doing songs that I grew up loving. And then from that, we did Live from Atlantic City. And why did I do that? Because I was at the Sands Hotel and I saw the last performance of Sinatra, and it was his album, was called Live from the Sands. So I tried to emulate that to a certain degree. And then I met a rapper, Damon Johnson, but he calls himself Hassan. And he said, you know, Danny, maybe you and I can sort of get together. So I said, in what way? He said, maybe we can both rap to classic standards. So I said, you know, that sounds like a good idea. We're sitting in my car, bing, bing, bing. We go into a recording studio. We do Bésame Mucho.
Yeah. Bésame mucho. Each time I cling to your...
We put it on YouTube. It's got 465,000 hits on it. This is YouTube. For a guy my age, I'm 142 years old. You kidding? Tony Bennett don't get that many hits.
Take my hand. I'll guide you through this land.
I put it down to being maybe a good person and someone up there likes me, or being an extremely lucky person. I think it's all of the above. We got stopped by the ducks.
Only in Boonton Township.